My name is Quentin Jones and I'm an artist, illustrator and filmmaker, photographer. I have become known for collage and artwork, so you kind of get this sometimes surreal kind of photo montage feel and sort of has a multimedia approach.
I've actually been an admirer of Quentin's work for a while, and I thought that she was the perfect interpretation of a sort of Sisley woman. And we wanted to do something different, and I thought of Quentin and her work. So Sonia is our niece, and in the history of Sisley, we've only used one model before, who is my sister. My father has always sort of had this idea of using people he was very close to, and he liked the intimacy of that. This is what I came to Quentin with, is that we have this fragrance, it's around this rose. The rose has these rich colorings, and we want Sonia to be part of the advertisement.
And I just thought it was such fun actually to start thinking about collaging roses and how you can pull apart a flower so it kind of feels naturally like layered parts of artwork. And obviously it's such a beautiful kind of aesthetic to play with, and how I could maybe reinterpret that and add something of my own. So many surreal painters had done roses, so many fashion photographers have used large roses. It was an interesting kind of dialogue to start thinking about how we could update that and have a kind of modern surrealist interpretation of the rose.
And I think there's a parallel with that, with the fragrance. We really feel that Izia is a new interpretation. It's a departure as far as rose fragrances go. So the two artistic briefs meet at that point.
We wanted to keep it kind of quite romantic. We wanted to keep the makeup very minimal and just work with kind of her beautiful fresh skin and like allow the hair to have a slight pre-Raphaelite feel without it being done. It needed to be effortless. And in the same way, the styling, it had to have that feeling of loose layers. And I think the colour of it as well really kind of works. It's sort of the muted pink, which allows...
Yeah, you really wanted the muted pinks.
The muted pinks, which allows the rose and the bottle to pop in the ad, which is important for the video, which is the next stage. She actually turns, so she becomes sort of a living part of the artwork rather than a still model.
We wanted your writing.
In a way, that's actually what makes the ad feel quite modern, is the handwriting around the side, and it stops it feeling quite as classical in the collage. The more elements you add, the more you have to balance them. So then it just became about getting that right balance and that sort of feeling of freshness that we had described at the beginning and thought about. And because she's shot on a darker background, it's about those like injections of the gold and the pink that really like brighten the image. And so that's why we added the extra gold ring at the back, so it ties in again to the box.
As my father always said, you know, that a fragrance is about mystery, and it has to enthrall you and bring you into a world. And I think that with this image, we create a world for the Izia woman.